Welcome to Slapfish. This is our dishwasher, and I am your sous chef.
Orders are coming in.
Orders are coming in?
Orders are coming in. You feel the heat? If I were to start Slapfish today, I would be facing so many different regulations that I don't think that I would be able to do it.
Just another day in the office, guys.
Hi guys, we are back with another vlog. We are headed to Huntington Beach to see who will.
Andrew Gruel, going to his restaurant Slapfish. He's a great guy, excellent chef, and he has been canceled for his views on businesses during the COVID pandemic.
And we're gonna find that I'm a better chef than Will, so come along.
Better cook maybe, but I'm a chef.
My name is Andrew Gruel. I'm the founder and owner of Slapfish Restaurant Group, as well as Two Birds Chicken and Big Parm Pizza, a couple other little joints. Slapfish, where we're standing right now, it's a concept devoted to high quality seafood in a fast casual environment. As the pandemic started, I wanted to speak out about some of the insane policies that were hurting restaurants and hurting restaurant workers, and suddenly I became the enemy of everybody. But we've held true, and we're going to continue to be a small business that promotes liberty, freedom, really good food, and sustainable practices.
All right, what's up guys? We're here with Andrew Gruel, founder of Slapfish here in Huntington Beach. Thanks for having us, man.
Hey, thank you for coming in.
We're going to be talking about the supply chain today, as well as the COVID lockdowns, which you were a big part of. You might recognize his face from Fox News or any other news media outlet where he was fighting for restaurants and small businesses here in the United States. We're going to talk that. We're going to talk inflation. We're going to talk the Great Resignation and just how that has affected you. But first...
And cheese with lobster.
Cheese with lobster.
That's a big one.
That's the biggest contention. Yeah,
Pineapple
pizza.
The real important issues.
Yeah.
But first, guys, we're going to cook and see who's a better chef among the two of us.
I mean, listen, even though she's a woman, I'm a better chef. I promise.
We'll see about that. What are we going to be cooking today?
We're gonna cook the lobsters first. Now, if you wanna cook them and not torture them, give them their vaccine right now. We'll put them right into the boiling water.
Swift executioner.
We got the lobster going. Let's talk meat. So I do what's called a reverse sear. So actually start these in a low temp oven, really low and slow, and then sear at the end as opposed to the beginning. The goal is to get a really nice crust in a shorter period of time. So what I'm doing is I'm basically neutering meat.
Just like America's neutered its men. I mean, that's...
So now we've got two cuts of meat here, right? The eye of the ribeye here. And then this right here is a Japanese A5 Wagyu.
This is what everybody's talking about.
So why don't you guys throw them in the oven?
Oh, look at that.
So while that's going on, I got some beautiful bronzino. This is actually a farm-raised fish, and a lot of people think farm-raised fish is bad. It's not. Farm-raised fish is great when it's done responsibly. Now, what's interesting about fish farming is that the United States is the only country that doesn't have a national framework for farming in our open ocean. So instead, we ship it to countries that are killing the environment, and then we buy it back.
How is it that they allow that to happen?
We do that because they pay their labor nothing over there, and it's virtually slave labor, and then we buy it back. So we benefit from it. People promoting that are the people that are banging the drum to increase federal minimum wage here, but then they're buying all the products. We're just gonna throw these right on the griddle here.
Beautiful, it just opens up.
Opens up. It'll start to dance in a second. All right, so we'll let those go, and I think our lobsters are just about done.
We'll get these bad boys out of there, yeah. Okay, Larry the lobster. He's not living it up anymore. That boy's fat.
You guys broken these down before?
I have,
No.
but it's been a while. So, why don't you do the first one?
You just take the tail and turn it off the body. Step two, same, arms off, right?
I loosened it for you.
This bad boy's hot. Ooh. Did I do that wrong?
No, it's perfect. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I was testing you, just making sure.
Just another day in the office, guys.
It's the lobster. It's lobster Jordan Peterson.
Wait, do we butterfly these?
Well, actually, these ones will just push them down, right, to crush it, and then open it just like a shrimp tail.
Ooh, that's from CPR training, baby.
I was just gonna say, that's exactly that. And then with the knuckles, we can just use those crackers and...
Wait, how do I use the knuckle cracker?
You don't know how to
What do I do with this?
put this in there and you crack down.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, we gotta get a better grip on the middle.
Sorry guys, the kitchen's running a little bit slow today.
All right, orders are coming in.
Orders are coming in?
Orders are coming in. You feel the heat?
I'm going on strike. Is there a union I could join?
People love the tail meat. I've actually loved, as I mentioned, the knuckle meat. But if you guys can taste the difference here, There you go. That's breakfast. A bowl of cereal right there for you.
Beautiful.
Yep.
I'll try it. Okay, first up.
And don't worry, Dennis is paying for all this.
So we'll set these aside, and then we'll do our surf and turf. Let's cook our steaks.
The cost of beef has gone up, what, 33%?
It's gone up even higher than that. They want to blame it on the meat processors, which, don't get me wrong, I do think they should be deregulated, and they are bordering on monopoly. But to blame the entire effect of inflation on the meat processing industry is a total joke. When the administration talks about our inflation being a result of them being greedy to increase the prices, when that is taking effect in every other industry,
It's none of their fault, okay?
never. Never the policy.
Right.
It's the greedy capitalists.
Yeah.
Who wants to spoon? Who wants to
Oh,
toilet?
I would love to spoon.
Just chill.
Here's a cuddling.
I've always dreamed of opening a food truck, but it'd be quesadillas, and you call it quesawilla.
Oh, that is really good.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
all different types of quesadillas.
While you guys were having fun with the lobsters, I finished the fish in the oven, so. And then what we'll do with this fish here, right, we'll fork it, and it can be sloppy. Just kind of throw that right on top.
Amala, you can make one for me.
Okay.
What is that? What is that?
Can I make one for you? Or
Well, I have to
or
tell you what I
is
want.
that?
Awesome sauce?
Smoked chipotle sauce. Do you want it?
If it's awesome, sure.
Oh.
Yeah. But not too much. Oh, you. What
Then you can have this one. I put a little bit on this one. Picky
do I
boy.
pay you for?
You, okay, for the record, he doesn't pay me. I don't know who's filming that, but Will does not pay me. I should be paid by Will specifically to be around him.
It's a good job to have.
Gorgeous.
You know what, let's just go crazy.
Yeah.
Get some chili threads on there. Okay, we got those, we can slice some meat up. I'm gonna warm this lobster back up. We'll have surf and turf. We can make pancakes next if you want. Let's go on the A5 here, ready? Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, pure butter. It's literally like cutting through fat.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. I know.
Oh man.
Do you guys wanna bring this next door?
Yeah, let's bring the tacos and
Okay.
this next door.
I'll
and-
plate all this up on
Cool.
one plate.
Cool.
Do your best Gordon Ramsay impression.
Your idiot sandwich.
Already.
And Will hates oysters. I'm just gonna let you know. Preface it.
Let's go.
Dink it, sink it.
That wasn't so bad. It tasted very salty.
Do you feel it? You feel it going through your body right now? Ooh. All right, so we did a little reverse sear steak here. We've got a Saratoga prime ribeye, an Japanese A5 Wagyu, which is basically eating butter, caviar. We cooked some lobsters off and just did a bowl of lobster and butter. These are the remnants, obviously. Oysters, which are no longer there. And then we made some fresh bronzino tacos.
So, we made some amazing food. Now we're gonna get down to the bulk of the subject matter here. I know your face and a lot of people know your face from being on the news during the COVID-19 lockdowns and stepping out against it and saying, no, I'm gonna continue to run my business and I'm not going along with these regulations. What is it that made you wanna do that?
Really the breaking point for me was when they shut down outdoor dining in Southern California, which was the most absurd thing. We knew through the entirety of the pandemic that being outdoors, there was no risk of transmission, and we watched an entire summer full of outdoor protests, which were considered not a public health hazard. So it's just the hypocrisy was just nuts. So for me, it was like, look, pragmatically, I'm not standing out against anything that's too crazy, or so I would have thought, right? Like everybody, this is common sense that shutting down outdoor dining is absurd. And that was kind of the tip of the iceberg for us, was standing out against that. And then once you get fully canceled for something as simple as that, which really is not that controversial, at least in my opinion, then it's like, okay, well, if I'm all in, here's what I really think.
You dealt with a lot, people in person trying to cancel you, coming to your restaurant, people on social media, people in news media. What was that like at the outset of everything?
Well, it's incredibly scary, right? Because you can start to think catastrophically, like X is gonna happen, then Y is gonna happen. But the key is that the whole family understood what we were doing and stood behind it. When we spoke out and said, the hell with this, it wasn't just about complaining. So we said, let's start this fund and try and raise money for struggling and out of work restaurant workers. Let's use all this energy, let's use all this press. Let's not grift on it, right? Let's use this press to raise money and give it to struggling and out of work restaurant workers.
Okay, so coupled with the lockdowns and the regulations and the mandates was also this huge Great Resignation that we saw, at least that's what they're coining it now, where just millions of people left the workforce. Was your business affected by that at all?
No, but it's a struggle. finding people, right? Like definitely a struggle now. And I see the difference. People are not going to work because they are getting enough in unemployment benefits. In order for them to get back on the workforce, you don't just match the unemployment benefits, right? You have to pay an entire wage on top of the benefits because they're giving up 40 hours. So if you're making 20 bucks an hour not to work, and then I tell you, okay, you're gonna come back and give up 40 hours a week, right? 5 days, 8 hours a day. You're not gonna do it for 21 bucks because really you're only getting an extra $40, an extra $1 an hour. So you would then have to pay 40 bucks an hour to get somebody off the sidelines. And that's the way that this formula worked. So when they say, oh, well, if you want them, just pay them more. We're paying people $20 to $30 an hour to start, okay? Living wage in Southern California, according to MIT, is $18.44, or at least it was a few months ago, right? So we're above that living wage, pay them a living wage. We still have so much trouble finding people, but that was just because the pool was smaller.
Yeah, you see a lot of people in this generation who don't even have the ambition to even go and start businesses, let alone work for one. And I'm curious, so you started Slapfish a while ago now, it's a massive franchise now. What would it be like if you tried to start this restaurant today?
If I were to start Slapfish today, I would be facing so many different regulations that I don't think that I would be able to do it. There were so many hurdles that I had to overcome that nowadays, multiply that by 10, people are going to give up immediately or just not do it. They're going to go work for somebody else. They're going to either work for a large corporation or go work for the government.
So we've also been seeing these massive problems with the supply chain. Businesses across the board, not just restaurants, but across America are having trouble getting a hold of products and commodities. Has that affected you at all here?
The supply chain crisis has been the biggest issue for the entire restaurant industry, or any industry for that matter, because you can't get the products, and it's not just one product, it's every single product. So even if you can get the products, the cost of doing so is so high, you're only operating to keep the doors open one day at a time, as opposed to trying to hit a level of profitability.
Most small businesses run at like what, 1% profit margin?
Yeah, so when they're like, oh, they're just raising prices or they're just doing this because the profit. No, the people who are driving that are the Amazons of the world and your big, massive, large multi-unit corporations backed by private equity firms. Us who are operating in it day in and day out, we don't have profits. So this is killing us.
If you had to guess the additional cost since the pandemic started to about where it is now that your restaurant has incurred, what would you say that cost is?
Great. It's a great question. The additional cost that restaurants have incurred from when the pandemic started to today is at least 15 to 20% of their gross sales.
And that's already on the 1% profit margins.
Already,
and then
yeah.
that means firing people or getting rid of different items on the menu,
Yep.
cutting hours,
Facilities.
Whatever it might be. Something has to be sacrificed in that. And when you have to start sacrificing things because someone else is profiting, then you just have a sick society.
Well, inflation screws the lower to middle class workers, right? When your wages go up in inflation, you pay more in taxes, more in payroll taxes. It's always going to be a windfall for the government, right? Because they're always going to have a backstop. But the workers don't have a backstop, the small to medium-sized business owners don't have a backstop.
Or what is the most important value you think is missing from the American people?
We've seen loyalty fall apart through the pandemic. Friends lose friends, family turn on family, all over, a couple real simple issues that I think don't even affect everybody's lives. Consistency is totally lost. It's not rewarded to any degree. Consistency of thought, consistency of principle. It is certainly a virtue that I think needs to come back.
And that's it. Big thanks to Andrew Gruel for having us in his kitchen today.
Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you next time.